The Indiana Fever are facing a crucial juncture. The upcoming season brings with it a wave of uncertainty. Fans are worried, the roster is riddled with holes. Questions linger about the team's ability to compete. The Fever are in a tough spot, they need to find a way to improve. The clock is ticking, the pressure is on. The team's management faces a daunting task. Attracting top-tier talent is a must. But the current roster situation makes that difficult. Something needs to change. The Fever faithful deserve a competitive team. The organization needs to find answers. The time for action is now. The future of the franchise hangs in the balance. Katie Lou Samuelson's max contract is a major point of contention. When the Fever decided to offer her a max contract, it was seen as a bold move, a statement of intent. They believed in her potential, her ability to lead the team to new heights. But as time has passed, the decision has come under intense scrutiny. Signed with the best of intentions, it has become an albatross. The weight of the contract is now dragging the team down, much like an anchor. The expectations were high, but the results have been mixed, leading to disappointment among fans and analysts alike. The deal limits the Fever's financial flexibility. With a significant portion of their salary cap tied up in Samuelson's contract, the team finds itself constrained. They can't make the moves they need to improve the roster, and this has a direct impact on their performance on the court. It also raises questions about the team's salary cap management. Critics argue that the Fever should have been more cautious, that they should have anticipated the financial strain this contract would cause. The front office is now under pressure to justify their decision and find a way to navigate these choppy waters. Samuelson's contract has a ripple effect. It's not just about the money, it's about the broader impact on the team. Every decision, every move is influenced by this one contract. It's like a domino effect where one piece falling sets off a chain reaction. It impacts the team's ability to sign other players. With limited cap space, the Fever struggle to attract new talent. They can't offer competitive salaries, and this puts them at a disadvantage in the free agent market. The stress is palpable among the management as they try to balance the books and build a competitive team. It also affects their ability to make trades. Other teams are wary of taking on such a large contract, and this limits the Fever's options. They can't easily offload the contract, and this hampers their ability to make strategic moves. The contract has become a significant obstacle. It's like a wall that the team can't seem to climb over. Every game, every season, they face the same challenge: how to succeed with this financial burden. Some argue the contract was a miscalculation. They believe the Fever overestimated Samuelson's impact, and that the money could have been better spent elsewhere. This has led to heated debates among fans, analysts, and even within the team. They say it was an overpay for a player of Samuelson's caliber. Others defend the deal. They argue that Samuelson has the potential to be a game-changer, that the investment will pay off in the long run. The coach and management often find themselves defending the decision in press conferences, trying to keep the team's morale high. They point to Samuelson's potential and the Fever's desire to secure a key player. They believe that with the right support and development, Samuelson can lead the team to success. The moments of victory, though rare, are seen as glimpses of what could be. Regardless of the differing opinions, the reality is stark. The Fever are in a tough spot, and the contract is a big part of that. The empty court at dawn symbolizes the challenges they face, the hard work that lies ahead. The contract has put the Fever in a bind. They're tied up, struggling to find a way out. Every game is a battle, not just against their opponents, but against their own financial constraints. It's a situation that demands a solution. The team needs to find a way to navigate this challenge, to strategize and come up with a plan that will allow them to move forward. The question is, what can be done? The Fever must look for creative solutions, whether it's renegotiating contracts, making tough trade decisions, or finding new ways to maximize their resources. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: they need to act, and they need to act fast. Lynn Dunn, the architect of the Fever's roster, faces scrutiny. Her decisions are being questioned. Critics argue that her approach has been flawed. They point to the Samuelson contract as a prime example. Dunn's supporters defend her track record. They highlight her experience and basketball acumen. However, even they acknowledge the current challenges. The roster construction raises eyebrows. The lack of depth is apparent. The team seems to lack a clear identity. These issues fall at the feet of the general manager. Dunn's legacy is on the line. She needs to find a way to right the ship. The upcoming season will be crucial for her future. The pressure is on to deliver results. Rumors swirled about a potential trade with the Golden State Valkyries. The buzz around the league was palpable, with fans and analysts alike speculating on the possible outcomes. The Golden State Valkyries, known for their strategic moves and aggressive plays, were looking to bolster their roster for the upcoming season. The Fever, on the other hand, were in a precarious position, needing to make some tough decisions to stay competitive. The Fever were reportedly in talks to move Samuelson's contract. Samuelson, a player with undeniable talent but a hefty price tag, had become a point of contention within the team's management. The contract, once seen as a valuable asset, had turned into a financial burden that the Fever were eager to shed. It was a chance to offload the burdensome deal. The trade would have provided the Fever with much-needed salary cap relief, allowing them to pursue other opportunities and strengthen their lineup. The negotiations were intense, with both sides weighing the pros and cons of the potential deal. But the trade never materialized. Despite the high hopes and extensive discussions, the deal fell through at the last minute. The disappointment was palpable, not just within the team but also among the fans who had been eagerly anticipating the move. The reasons for the failed trade remain unclear. Various theories have been floated, but no definitive answers have emerged. The lack of transparency has only fueled further speculation and frustration among the Fever's supporters. Some speculate that the Valkyries balked at the asking price. The Fever's demands may have been too high, causing the Valkyries to reconsider their options. Others suggest that internal disagreements within the Valkyries' management team led to the collapse of the deal. Others believe the Fever were unwilling to part with additional assets. The Fever's reluctance to include more players or draft picks in the trade package may have been the sticking point. The team's management was likely trying to balance immediate needs with long-term goals. The missed opportunity stings for the Fever. The team had a chance to reset and reconfigure their strategy, but now they must continue with the current roster and its limitations. The fans, too, are left wondering what could have been. It was a chance to hit the reset button. The trade could have been a turning point, offering a fresh start and new possibilities. The Fever's management had hoped to use this opportunity to build a more cohesive and competitive team. It was a chance to reshape the roster. The Fever were looking to bring in new talent and create a more balanced team. The failed trade means they will have to find other ways to achieve their goals, which may not be as straightforward. Now, the team is left to deal with the consequences. The financial strain of Samuelson's contract remains, and the team must find a way to work around it. The players and coaches will need to rally together and make the best of the situation. The failed trade highlights the challenges facing the Fever. Navigating the complexities of the league's salary cap and making strategic decisions are no easy tasks. The team's management is under pressure to find solutions that will keep them competitive. It underscores the difficulty of navigating the league's salary cap. The Fever must be strategic in their moves, ensuring they stay within financial constraints while still building a strong team. The balance between financial prudence and competitive ambition is a delicate one. It serves as a stark reminder of the team's current predicament. The Fever are in a challenging position, and the road ahead is uncertain. The failed trade is a setback, but it also offers a moment of reflection and an opportunity to reassess their strategy moving forward. The Samuelson contract has had a cascading effect. This contract, while initially seen as a strategic move to secure a star player, has had unintended consequences that have rippled through the entire organization. The financial commitment to Samuelson has tied up a significant portion of the team's salary cap, making it difficult to maneuver within the constraints of the league's financial rules. It has limited the Fever's ability to attract and retain talent. With so much of their budget allocated to one player, the team has struggled to offer competitive contracts to other potential recruits. This has made it challenging to build a well-rounded and competitive roster, as they are often outbid by other teams with more financial flexibility. The team has been priced out of several key free agents. These are players who could have made a significant impact on the court, providing the depth and skill needed to compete at a higher level. The inability to sign these players has left gaps in the roster that are hard to fill with lower budget options. The financial constraints are evident. The team has had to make tough decisions, often opting for less experienced or less skilled players simply because they are more affordable. This has led to a noticeable decline in the overall quality of the team. The lack of roster flexibility is concerning. Coaches and management are finding it increasingly difficult to make strategic adjustments, both in terms of player rotations and in-game tactics. The limited options available mean that the team is often forced to stick with underperforming players simply because there are no better alternatives. The Fever are hamstrung by their salary cap situation. This has not only affected their ability to sign new talent, but also to retain existing players who might be seeking better financial terms elsewhere. The overall morale of the team has been impacted, as players are well aware of the financial limitations and the challenges they pose. They are unable to make significant moves. Whether it's trading for a key player or signing a free agent, the financial constraints have left the team with very few options. This has made it difficult to respond to injuries or other unforeseen circumstances that require quick and decisive action. This puts them at a disadvantage. Other teams with more financial flexibility can make the necessary adjustments to stay competitive. The Fever, on the other hand, are often left scrambling to make do with what they have, which is rarely enough to compete at the highest level. The talent drain is evident. Over the past few seasons, the Fever have lost several key players who have opted to sign with other teams offering better financial packages. This has left the team in a constant state of rebuilding, never quite able to reach the level of cohesion and skill needed to be a true contender. The Fever have lost key players in recent years. These departures have not only weakened the team on the court, but have also affected fan morale. Supporters are growing increasingly frustrated with the team's inability to retain their favorite players, leading to a decline in attendance and overall support. They have been unable to replace them with comparable talent. The new recruits, while promising, often lack the experience and skill of the players they are replacing. This has led to a noticeable drop in the team's performance, as they struggle to compete against more seasoned and well-rounded rosters. This has led to a decline in performance. The team has found it increasingly difficult to win games, and their standings in the league have suffered as a result. The once promising future of the Fever now seems uncertain, as they grapple with the challenges posed by their financial situation. The Samuelson contract is a major factor in this decline. While securing a star player was meant to elevate the team, the financial burden has had the opposite effect. The resources allocated to Samuelson have left little room for other essential investments, both on and off the court. It has created a ripple effect that has impacted the entire organization. From the front office to the coaching staff to the players themselves, everyone is feeling the strain. The pressure to perform under such constraints is immense, and it has taken a toll on the overall atmosphere within the team. The Fever are now facing an uphill battle. Overcoming these financial challenges will require strategic planning, smart investments, and perhaps some difficult decisions. The road ahead is tough, but with the right approach, there is still hope for a brighter future. It's important to note that Katie Lou Samuelson is not to blame for this situation. She signed a contract offered to her. She is a talented player who is doing her best. The blame lies elsewhere. The Fever's management made the decision to offer Samuelson the contract. They are responsible for the team's salary cap situation. They need to be held accountable for their decisions. Samuelson is a professional. She is committed to helping the Fever succeed. She deserves support, not criticism. The focus should be on finding solutions, not assigning blame. The Fever need to find a way to move forward. They need to create a winning culture. They need to put their players in a position to succeed. The Indiana Fever need a change in direction. They need a management team that is adaptable and proactive. They need a long-term vision for success. The current approach is not sustainable. The Fever need to be smarter about their roster construction. They need to find undervalued talent. They need to be willing to make tough decisions. The team needs to be more active in the trade market. They need to explore all options for improving the roster. They need to be willing to take risks. The Fever need to prioritize player development. They need to create a system that fosters growth. They need to invest in their young players. The Indiana Fever are at a crossroads. The franchise is at a low point. The fans are restless. The pressure is on to turn things around. The Fever have a proud history. They have a loyal fan base. They need to start living up to expectations. The team needs to find its identity. They need to establish a winning culture. They need to start competing for championships again. The Fever need to make a statement. They need to show that they are serious about winning. They need to make a splash in free agency or the trade market. The Indiana Fever's situation is salvageable. It will take time, effort, and a shift in philosophy. The team needs to embrace a new era. The Fever need to prioritize building through the draft. They need to find their franchise cornerstone. They need to develop young talent. The Fever need to be strategic in free agency. They need to target players who fit their system. They need to be mindful of the salary cap. The Fever need to be patient. Rebuilding a team takes time. There will be setbacks along the way. But with the right approach, the Fever can return to prominence.